Hello dear students, again let us start with the second part of conservation of plants and animals. So in the previous episode we have studied a few things. So today we are going to start about the rest of the things. So let's get started without further delay. So what are the learning objectives of today's lesson? Today we are going to learn about what is biosphere reserve in detail. I'll be discussing about all the biosphere reserves in India. We will discuss about what is flora, what is fauna and what are all endemic species. Now in the next episode till few things are left. So there we will be studying about the wildlife sanctuary, about national parks, the red data book, migration and recycling of paper. So to know those important topics, you need to subscribe to my channel so that whenever I'm uploading those topics in this channel, you'll be getting the updates. So subscribe to my channel, dear students. Stay tuned, stay updated with all the lessons which I'm posting and share my channel if you are liking it. So let's get started with today's episode of Conservation of Plants and Animals Part 2. So let's start without further delay today's biosphere reserve. So I hope you all have done the previous episode's homework which I have given. So we will discuss it later. Now children along with the Professor Ahmed and Madhavji, they enter the biosphere reserve. So we know that Madhavji was the forest officer or the person who was in charge of the biosphere reserve, right? So they went to Panchmari Biosphere Reserve. Okay, so Madhavji explains that biosphere reserves are areas meant for conservation of biodiversity. Okay, so they are the areas which are conserving the biodiversity of our earth. And as you are aware that biodiversity is what? It is the variety of plants, animals and microorganisms generally found in an area, right? So it is the variety or the diversity of plants, animals and microorganisms generally found in an area. The biosphere reserves help to maintain the biodiversity and culture of that area. A biosphere reserve may also contain other protected areas in it, right? So it is having many other protected areas in it as well. The Panchmari Biosphere Reserve consists of one national park also inside it, that is called Salpura, and two wildlife sanctuaries named as Bori and Panchmari. So it is having one national park inside it named Satpura and two wildlife sanctuaries named Bori and Panchmari. Okay. Now here you can see that this is Panchmari sanctuary. So this is Panarpani gate, this is Panchmari, this is the way to Piparia. So this is Panchmari sanctuary full, it is the way to Satpura National Park, this is inside this Panchmari sanctuary, and there only Bori sanctuary also it's there, right? Okay, here another Tawa reservoir is there. Reservoir means it reserves water, right? It is all in this biosphere Panchmari Biosphere Reserve. So it consists of Satpura National Park, Bori Sanctuary and this Panchmari Sanctuary consists of Panchmari obviously as a biosphere reserve, right? So now this activity, let us see, list the factors disturbing the biodiversity in your area. So might be in your area there are some factors which is disturbing the biodiversity, that is the plants and animals of your area are being disturbed by something. So some of these factors and human activities may disturb the biodiversity unknowingly. List these human activities and how can these be checked. Discuss in your class and write a brief report in your notebook. So this is also one of your homework. So this activity you need to discuss with your classmates and write a brief report on your notebook regarding this. Now we will move on to what is flora and fauna, right? Now here if you can see these are the biosphere reserves in India. Now here in Uttarakhand we can see Nanda Devi. Now here in Chhattisgarh we can see Achanakmar and Amarkantak. Here Kanchenjunga is there. Then Manas Wildlife Sanctuary is there. So these are all in Meghalaya. Then we can see Dahang and Dibang. It is in Arunachal Pradesh. Then we can see Sundarban in West Bengal. We can see Simlipal in Orissa. We can see Sishachalam, this is in Andhra Pradesh. Gulf of Mannar, it is in Tamil Nadu. Nilgiri, it is in Karnataka, Kerala, this border junction. Panchamari, just now we have studied, which is in Madhya Pradesh. We have studied now, just now only Panna. It is also in the border of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh here. It is actually in Madhya Pradesh and it is in the border of Uttar Pradesh. So here in Rajasthan we can see the great run of Kutch. These are all the biosphere reserved area. Now here the Great Nicobar Island is also a great biosphere reserve. So these are all the main biosphere reserves in India. So if you are having your atlas also, you can go through it. I think there you can see the biosphere reserves. It is in a page. You can see the biosphere reserves in India. Okay, so now let us move on to flora and fauna. Flora and fauna. So what is it? As the children walk around the biosphere reserve, they appreciate the green wealth of the forest. That is, they are seeing greenery everywhere. So they are appreciating that how green, how beautiful the nature is. So they are happy to see the tall teak trees, animals inside the forest. Suddenly Paheli finds a rabbit and wants to catch it. She starts running after it. Professor Ahmed stops her. He explains that animals are comfortable and happy in their own habitat. That is, they are always comfortable in their own way, in their own surroundings. So we should not disturb them. Just now I have told you that we have given you an activity that you should see that what all are disturbing the biodiversity in your area. So you should not disturb them. We should not disturb them. Madhavji explains that some animal and plants typically belong to a particular area. So these plants and animals are found in a particular area and are termed as flora and fauna respectively of that area. So the plants and animals that are found in a particular area are termed as flora or fauna of that area respectively, right? So like we can say that sal, teak, mango, jamun, silver ferns, arjun, they are the flora, and chinkara, blue bull, barking deer, cheetal, leopard, wild dog, wolf are examples of fauna in the Panchamari Biosphere Reserve. So as they have visited the Panchamari Biosphere Reserve, we are discussing about the flora and fauna of that Biosphere Reserve only. So they have given you few pictures, right? So this is a wild dog, this is cheetal, this is wild wolf, and this is, we can say, leopard, this is a fern, and this last one is a jamun tree. So this is all that they have given you, few flora and fauna of this Panchamari Biosphere Reserve. Now, here another activity they have given you. Try to identify the flora and fauna of your area. So that you can do, you have taken your rough notebook or the book where you are noting down. So you just see what all animals and plants you can identify in your locality, your area, or nearby areas. You can just go through them and make a list of things. Now, let us move on to these endemic species. So what are these endemic species? So what are endemic species? Now soon these children, they quietly moved into the deep forest. Children are surprised to see such a big squirrel. So this squirrel has a big fluffy tail. So generally the squirrel we see in our locality, it is not having a fluffy tail. But this squirrel was having a big fluffy tail. So they were very curious to know about this giant squirrel. So this was endemic to this area. So what does this mean? Endemic species are those species of plants and animals which are found exclusively in a particular area. So they are not naturally found everywhere or anywhere. They are particularly the type of animals which are present or plant which are present in this or endemic to the zone or state or a country. So Madhavji shows that sal and wild mango, these are main two examples. Now here you can see this is a wild mango tree and sal tree. So this is a wild mango tree and sal tree. These are all the endemic flora of Panchamari. Okay, so endemic flora of Panchamari. So Biosphere Reserve, bison, Indian giant squirrel, a flying squirrel are the endemic flora of this region. So they are trying to preserve these organisms and plants because they are becoming extinct. So they may vanish, because if they vanish, if we destroy them or kill them, we will not get these species again and again. So we need to conserve them. So Ahmed explains that destruction of their habitat, increasing population, and introduction of new species may affect the natural habitat of endemic species and endanger their existence. So what did Professor Ahmed say? Professor Ahmed said that we should preserve them and we should protect them so that the natural habitat of endemic species and endanger their existence. So this is the giant squirrel. You can see this giant squirrel with a big giant fluffy tail. So see how beautiful it is. So this is the giant squirrel. So these are all endemic to these regions, and this is endemic species. Right. So what are species? Now we should learn here. Species is a group of population which are capable of interbreeding. Okay. So this means that the members of the species can reproduce fertile offspring only with the members of their own species and not with the members of other species. What does this mean? This means that these organisms, these species, they are capable of breeding with the members of their own species. Okay, they can reproduce fertile offspring with only the members of their own species and not with the members of other species. So members of a species have common characteristics. Okay, so find out the endemic plants and animals in your region where you live. So this is an activity given to you all. So just find out that what are the endemic plants and animals of your region where you live, and find that out, write it in your notebook, and this is the homework of today's activity. So today's part we have completed here. What do we learn from today's episode? That what is biosphere reserves, what are the biosphere reserves in India, what is flora and fauna, and what are endemic species. So this is a short and very knowledgeable video I have given you today. So subscribe to my channel because more is yet to come, because we will be studying about wildlife sanctuary, national park, rate data book, and all what is left in today's episode will be completed in the next episode. Share my lesson if you are liking it with your friends, and please do stay tuned with my channel with more and more updates as per your curriculum, and don't skip my videos in between. Please stay tuned till the end. Okay. Goodbye, and please go through this episode before I come back with the next one. Thank you.